Hey, good day, everybody, and welcome to JC Transformation Strategies. Welcome to another Sunday Bible reading and study session. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing, well, it's a finale of all the rest that we have been doing. If you guys know that we have already discussed six types of rest that is required from us to do. And today is actually the final rest that we're going to be discussing. So this rest is very important, and we're also going to do a sum up of everything that we have discussed for the past 3 weeks about rest. Okay, right. So today's type of rest is going to be spiritual rest. But before we get into that, we're just going to quickly read from Exodus chapter 33 verses 14. Now it says that my presence will go with you and I will give you rest. Okay, so God says that my presence will go with you and I will give you the rest. So that means that his presence is going to go with you and he's going to give you the rest. Okay, now the reason why we always do a Bible scripture first is because we want to link the spiritual and the divinity of it in terms of physical and see how it's actually linked, because a lot of people put a lot of emphasis like, okay, where does it say in the Bible to rest and things like that. So that is why I broadcast it, so that everybody understands that if you need a referral, you go back to the Word of God, you go back to the scripture, and you see where it says about that. Okay, right. So today we're going to be discussing about spiritual rest. Okay, now this is a final rest. All right, it sums up everything that we have discussed. And as I said to you guys, that rest is so important that if you don't get it, your body will literally force you to rest. And when your body forces you to rest, it won't be in a very good position. You will end up feeling drained out, tired, exhausted, and all of that. Okay, so have you ever started feeling disconnected? All right, you feel so disconnected to life, you feel so disconnected to the spiritual realm. You just don't know why you've actually been feeling like this lately. And you also don't have any purpose, you don't have a vision, you don't have a dream, you also don't have a motivation. And let me tell you something, when you don't have a motivation, you will not be motivated to even do simple tasks as even brushing your teeth or even having a shower, because there's no motivation. And when it gets more further, you have difficulties actually looking for a job or working in a job or even maintaining your health. And what happens? You actually go more for fast foods. You actually feel lazy to cook. You don't have that innovative ideas of how to be creative to even make simple dishes. Now that all comes from a lack of motivation. Okay, so that's why today we decided that we're going to look into spiritual rest. All right, where basically when you know that you are not spiritually recharged, you will actually feel that you have disconnected from your body. You're just like a lifeless being. So you're walking around, right? But your mind and your body is literally far away. It's disconnected from you. People will be talking to you, but like you just have a foggy mindset. You don't know what people are even saying. You don't understand. Now, this is basically where it's actually trying to tell you that you even need some spiritual rest. All right, you basically don't meditate, you don't worship, you don't read your spiritual book, whatever religion that you follow, you don't read anything. You've literally just given up on life. You probably even ended up as an atheist because you don't believe that God even exists. And unfortunately, it's a sad truth because a lot of us do go into that. I'm not going to lie. You do end up to question yourself, does God really exist? All right. It's a very sensitive topic. And sometimes why you question yourself is because you've seen and you compared yourself to others and you see that, you know what, for other people, they have more things going on in their lives, more happiness, more houses, more cars, more money and all that. But as I said to you, the devil actually blesses them. So yeah. So you need to understand that everybody has different cards placed at them. Okay. So you have your cards, I have my cards. And it's basically how you play your cards to win the game. And you need to understand that you need to not compare yourself to other people or to other players in this game of life. All right. So once you get that into your mind, then after that, you start to realize that, you know what, I'm not playing against people. It's like, as you say, you're not fighting against flesh and blood, but you're fighting against spiritualities, dark forces, evil forces, and all those things. So you need to understand that if your spiritual life is off and you don't have a spiritual life, you will be in depression. you will be suffering with anxiety because you don't have something to connect to, something to hope, all right? Like, whereas if you believe in spirituality, you believe in God, you have some sort of faith that you know that, you know what, I trust God that He's just going to make a way for me. I know how difficult it is and there's no way out, but I just know He's going to make a way. And then once you have the mentality, your spiritual life gets connected, and of course, you need to do your part, all right? But we'll be discussing all of that today, okay? So, spiritual rest is connecting with your spirit to God, and it's also connecting yourself to you. So, it's important that you connect to God. How do you connect to God? You need to start praying, reading the Bible, doing meditation, and all of those things. How do you connect to yourself? Same way. Reading the Bible, meditating, focusing on yourself, focusing, loving yourself, getting to the mirror, saying how beautiful you are, saying how wonderful you are, saying, patting your back and saying that, you know, I'm so proud of how far you've came. Those things are very, very crucial, and it's all form of gratitude. Okay, a lot of doctors won't tell you this, a lot of pastors won't tell you, spiritual leaders won't tell you this. They cover it up because this is actually where you start to get to know yourself, and this is how you start to heal. That even the medications will give up on you, but you will start to heal yourself through these gratitude words. Okay, so how do you actually like get into spiritual rest? Literally, firstly, you need to spend time with yourself, because if you don't spend time with yourself, you won't get to know yourself. Okay, like how you spend time with everybody else, like your partners, your friends. You got to know your parents, you got to know your family, you got to know your friends, their friends, and you know how it goes. So basically, you need to spend time with yourself, at least an hour. Sit down, relax, put the music on, get to know yourself, get to know your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, your threats. Remember, we did SWOT analysis like probably months back. So watch the video again and then try and evaluate yourself. Am I actually following all this? Then you need to do meditation, pray. Meditation is more like you're having good music on, calming music, and then you start to connect in the spirit with yourself, which is very important. You don't need to say anything. Your brain will just feel that calmness and that openness. Then you need to practice gratitude, be appreciative of how far you've come in life, how far you've actually achieved those things. Even like small things, like, you know what, I'm just so proud of myself. Okay, I've really accomplished something. You know what? If other people don't really approve you, or your parents don't approve you, or whatever, so what? Don't worry about other people's approval. The main thing is your approval, because in the end of the day, anybody's going to leave you. All right, it could be your parents, whoever. I don't really care. You all know me as well. My main slogan is I don't care. All right, if people doesn't want to be in my life, so what? Life goes on. So that's how we should be. So don't have feel sorry for yourself, like why so and so is not with me and what happened. It's life goes on. If somebody is not meant to be in your journey, you literally move on. You just say thank you so much, but life goes on, and that's how it moves. So basically, you need to practice that gratitude and be proud of how you are, even if nobody is proud of you and nobody clapped hands for you. It's okay. I clap hands for you because you made it thus far. Okay. Also read the Bible or whatever spiritual book that you are engaging with, whatever religion that you follow and you're comfortable with. Read your spiritual book. All right. Read the Bible. As for me, I read the Bible. Even I read it on the phone. Most of the scriptures are in my head, so I do meditate and stuff like that. Then get into deep worship. It's so important to get into the deep worship. So having music playing. There's a lot of songs that you connect with. There's a lot. Discern and listen and connect with the spirit. You'll actually feel so much better when you do that. Music speaks to your soul. So you should start getting into track now with the music, okay? Also volunteer or do acts of kindness. Remember, discern who you're going to be blessing. Very important points. And then do acts of kindness, like in an orphanage or SPCA, animals, refugees, especially the animal places, the shelters. I definitely think that you rather bless an animal, because animals really love you a lot, okay, compared to humans. But that's just my point. But maybe invest in something like an orphanage or animal shelter. Buy some food, buy some blankets if you have extra cash, and bless them. And you'll actually feel good. to do that act of kindness, because you're blessing a soul, and just that smile and the joys in their faces, it just melts our hearts. All right. Okay, guys. Right. So that's basically a wrap up of spiritual rest. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at a wrap up of that 7 rest that we have already spoken up, because today is the last session about rest. Okay, so maybe you guys have forgotten because it has been 3 weeks, but I'm just going to do a wrap up on that 7 rest. Okay, the 7 types of rest. All right, so we looked at the 7 type of rest. Now, the first rest that we discussed right at the beginning of the session, it was physical rest. Okay, physical rest basically, guys, is like where you physically get in your rest. Okay, that's either hitting a deep sleep. All right, remember, we all need to sleep. So basically our sleep pattern should be 7 to 8 hours. All right, as we all know. But when you hit the deep sleep, that's that REM sleep, that actually helps you, revitalizes you, it helps you in your memory, it helps in your coordination, and it helps your health. Okay, so you feel better. If you don't hit the deep sleep for a long time, you ain't gonna feel better. So it's very important that you feel better. Thankfully, I have my watch, my smartwatch. So what I do is that I literally see the amount of sleep that I get, and then it connects to my cell phone. So I literally see that, you know what, I literally slept for 7 hours, and how many hours or minutes I've actually slept into deep sleep. Now, with deep sleep, normally it's about 20 to 30 minutes. That's if you're really good. Okay, that means your body is quite good and working in that way. But if it doesn't, normally even 10 minutes is something. But as long as you hit some form of minutes into deep sleep, then you know you're really sleeping and you're not just light sleeping. Okay, so get quality sleep or even a power nap. So that means even like, for example, like at 2 p.m. if you can, or if you finish work, let's say if you finish work at 3 p.m., you come home, you freshen up, this, that, you just have at least 20 minutes. But if you're working a 10-hour shift or 11-hour shift, obviously you're only going to come home like 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. By the time you bath, shower, eat, cook, this, that, you don't really have time to have a power nap. So that is why you need to catch up your power naps on a weekend. Okay, if you can, on your off days, it's very important. Power naps really powers you. Okay, then the second rest that we spoke about was mental rest. Basically, this is more of a fogger type. That basically means where your brain is foggy, it doesn't think straight. Lately you haven't been thinking straight, you're just forgetful, you can't concentrate, you missed out on deadlines, people were asking what happened to you, we delegated tasks to you, you forgot about it, you forgot to do things at home, you forgot to like take out the trash out, you know, like simple things. Okay, so that's basically where you need to have some mental rest. Okay, you can practice deep breathing, you need to really have rest, like time off from work and stuff like that. Set boundaries, say no when you really need to say it. Switch off your emails and stuff after work. You don't need to go on that laptop the whole day and nights. Okay, that's going to lead to a burnout. Okay, so go back to the session that we discussed, and there's more in detail about all of that. Then we got sensory rest, constant notifications, screen time. Remember I spoke about the TikTok that literally just piles you up with so many things on your phone. Right, so you need to really have time away from your phone, meaning that you need to put that device away, or you need to just put a focus mode, or just stay away from all these notifications. You can mute the group chats. Just don't have so many hours spent on your phone, because that's not good. And as I said to you from my personal experience, that I need a sensory rest, so I had to literally stop like TikTok and stuff over a month. All right, and from my personal view, TikTok is not that, you know, you have to discern as well. But yeah, it does create a lot of emotional issues, like your moods are up and down. It's not constant, and it's not good for a human being to be exposed to that. Okay, but you can do your research and stuff like that, or maybe on another day on the show we will actually discuss about the dangers of having TikTok and stuff. Okay, from my point of view. Okay, and then obviously you make your choice. And then spend quality time with yourself. Silence all the notifications, even notifications from people. As I said to you, do a detox on your phone. If you know that somebody is not really messaging you, texting you, don't waste your time and sit and wait and getting depressed. Just take them off. Literally take them off, delete them, block them. When they come to their senses and everything, then they will contact you, phone you and stuff. And if you're ready, you can speak. But don't have so much of garbage on your phone that is taking up space and it's like a negative energy. Just let go, okay? Because I've done it, and yeah, it's good, guys. It's good to let go. Don't feel obligated that she is so and so, we had a bond, this stuff. Just move on, please. It's for your peace of mind. All right, then the fourth rest was creative rest. Listen to music, spark up your innovative ideas, see how creative you are. It could be in the cooking, it could be in the cleaning, it could be like renovating your furniture. It's something that you're good at. Okay, so see where you are. Spend time with yourself again. Fifth rest is emotional rest. That's basically more like spending time. Like emotional rest is basically there's no balance between you and others. You are like overspending time with people. All right, you don't have time for yourself. You need to create space. You need to set boundaries, especially with those energy vibe people that's draining you. Okay, because emotional is very in depth, so you need to really go back to the session that was last week's session and see what it's about. There's a lot of things there. It's dealing with a lot of emotions like happiness, sadness, and everything. So it's like very important that you actually go back and see all of that. Then social rest was the sixth one, where you spend time with people that actually support you, people that vibe with your spirits and is one with you. And today, as you know, guys, is spiritual rest, where you feel connected in spirit and in one purpose. Okay, so that's very important. As I said to you, like reading the Bible or whatever spiritual book that you engage with, and even reading books as well, and meditating, and even doing like deep worship and all of that is very crucial. Okay, so guys, if you really want, you can go back, look at the videos, start afresh, and then you guys can see what I'm talking about. But remember, rest is important. Rest is key. It's important to take that rest. If you don't take, your body's going to force you. It's going to drain you out. You're going to feel exhausted. And that is why most of the doctors don't really tell you this. Most of the pastors won't tell you this. Most of the spiritual leaders won't tell you that all you just needed is rest. That's all. You just needed rest. You needed that social rest. You needed that emotional. You needed that sensory rest. And that's how your problems actually cleared up. Okay, that's how your problems, your health actually got better. You felt better. The depression started to leave you. That anxiety left your shoulders. Why? It's all because of the rest. So guys, practice this. Remember last week we even spoke about emotional journey, writing down your emotional journey. Every week I said write on your emotions, write on how you feel, and then go back and check exactly what happened to you. Why did I get so angry? Why did I get so cranky? Why was I happy? And you'll be surprised to see how we as humans waste so much of time on worthless people and worthless time on people that don't really care for us, and worthless energy trying to impress everyone. Okay, so save your time, save your energy for yourself. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned to JC Transformation, and all those who have celebrated birthdays or any special events, congratulations, happy birthday, and all of the best. And I pray that everybody will have a wonderful week ahead. And happy Women's Day for yesterday on the 9th of August. And yeah, okay, yeah, so I'm right, 9th of August. Okay, so today, okay. I don't want to mess up my dates and everything, but the 9th of August was basically a National Women's Day in South Africa. So they appreciate all the women. Now, Women's Day is very special because every woman is special in their own way. It doesn't mean if you only have kids, then you're a woman. No. Okay, all that myths. So all the women out there, you went through a lot. You know what you've been through. And you're special, you're unique, and you're beautiful. Always remember that. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful week ahead. God bless you, and may He meet all your needs and be with you. Bye, guys.